Hello viewers, Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to my channel Learn English with Hamid. Dear viewers, today we do a vocabulary lesson and we are trying to improve our vocabulary. Guess how? Yes, with the Titanic, RMS Titanic, with the Titanic ship, not with Titanic movie. So let's read a passage about the Titanic and try to learn some words and possibly grammar as well. So let's read a passage and try to improve our vocabulary and some grammar also as a bonus. So the sample paragraph about the Titanic is, the Titanic was a marvel of engineering, built in Belfast in the early 20th century. As the largest ship of its time, it was considered unsinkable. I'm sure you know that. With state-of-the-art safety features and luxurious amenities. The underlined words are important. Maybe these words are new for you. So we're going to discuss them in detail. However, its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York in 1912 ended tragically. So pause the video, read it, and let's discuss the underlined words. So the first word is marvel, a noun, which means something that is amazing or wonderful. It's a noun, and from marvel we have marvelous, which means fantastic. So you could say the Titanic was a marvelous ship, or Titanic movie was a marvelous movie. Do you agree? State of the art. State of the art is an adjective, probably the longest adjective in English. So it means the most advanced. So Titanic has the state-of-the-art facilities, for example. Another is amenities. Amenities is like features, facilities. Their service is provided for the comfort of the passengers, for example. Or you could say, I stayed in that hotel and the amenities were great. Another word is maiden voyage. Maiden means something that happens for the first time. So we say maiden voyage. Voyage means journey. So the Titanic sank on her maiden voyage. It means this was the first voyage it was making. It was its first voyage. We could also say that prime minister won election and the next day he made a maiden speech, like the first ever speech as a prime minister. Catastrophic is like tragedy, a noun. Another is iconic. It's from the word icon. So iconic is famous, something that you can easily recognize and something that is marvelous. For example, Dubai has an iconic building, the Burj Khalifa. Immortalized. The Titanic ship has been immortalized in the Titanic movie. Like it's there forever, and the future generation can watch the movie and know about the Titanic, the story of the Titanic. So if we read here, immortalize means to make someone or something remember forever, or to give them a permanent place in history. For example, once something is immortalized, it becomes permanent. So we say, for example, Shakespeare is immortalized in literature. He wrote great literature. People are reading that and his name is immortalized in literary canons. Folly means stupidity. And stupidity, capture the imagination of people, like people like them, is an idiom, or yes, an expression, which means to like something. Titanic, yes, Titanic itself is an adjective and it means something which is huge or big. For example, you're making titanic efforts to learn English. I appreciate that. And now some grammar. So let's see what grammar we can learn from the Titanic. So an example sentence is, it was even bigger than, Titanic was even bigger than its sister ship, the Olympic. So bigger than. There was another similar ship, same kind of ship, and its name was Olympic, the Olympic, and the Titanic was even bigger than that. Let's look at a superlative sentence. The Titanic was one of the biggest ships of its time. The biggest. Reported speech, when you say something indirectly. For example, the captain said that the ship had hit an iceberg. Indirect speech. Modal verbs like can, could, may, might. Passenger should have listened to the crew's warnings. Should. So should is the modal verb. Conditional sentences. For example, if the Titanic had been traveling slower, we know the Titanic was traveling fast. So if it had been traveling slower, it might have been able to avoid the disaster, the iceberg. Conditional sentence that start with if. Passive voice. The Titanic was built in Belfast by builders, by a company, for example. Adjectives. Now let's look at some adjectives. Again, vocabulary. Let's look at some adjectives to describe Titanic. Luxurious. The Titanic ship was luxurious, elegant, grand. Advanced adjectives. Using the present perfect to talk about the Titanic legacy. For example, the sinking of the ship has captured the public imagination for more than a century. We know that. Sinking of the Titanic has captured the public imagination for more than a century. So we still talk about the Titanic. So you see, more than 100 years have passed and we're still talking about the Titanic. We're making a video about it. Now, an idiom related to the Titanic, we say tip of the iceberg. Yes, a very common idiom. So for example, the tip is this point, the tip of my finger. So if you see the tip of the iceberg, we see this little part, but there is a lot more that is underneath. So the phrase is commonly referred to a small visible part of a much larger problem or issue. It suggests what we can just see is a small part of something larger or hidden. So the tip of the iceberg, this phrase is commonly used to refer to something small, visible part of something larger or a complex issue. So it suggests that we can see, what we can see is just a small part and there is more than what meets the eye. Some more idioms. We say a sinking ship. So sinking ships refers to an organization or a company that is failing. It's a metaphor, like it's the ship is sinking, it's going down, it's not doing well, it might drown. Go down with the ship. So go down with the ship is a common idiom used to describe someone's willingness to share the fate of a group or an organization. Yes, again it refers to the Titanic. Many passengers went down with the ship, like they lost their lives. And you could also use it figuratively to talk about someone who is willing to accept the consequences of failure or disaster in the face of adversity. That's it for today. I hope you like this Titanic related video. Like it if you have liked it, share it with your friends, subscribe to my channel if you haven't. Come back for more great lessons. See you.